Hello and welcome everybody to episode 15 of Meet the Streamer. We are back. We are back after a way too long hiatus. I think it was like 2 weeks.
It was
We
2
just
weeks.
had like, yeah, something like that. Like way too long. Way too long. We're back. And we're back. And we're happy to be back with two very amazing guests. As always. You know, streamer from the Borderlands franchise, the Borderlands directory. You probably know him well. So, first of all, here is Ancient Pangolin Gaming. Say hello, man.
Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm ADR. We run Ancient Pangolin Gaming, and we love pangolins. They're little bitty shredders. They're the most adorable shredders there are. And this is Paxton. He's probably the prettiest one there is, or the showiest one. And here's Pancake. She's the prettiest. She's a rescue, okay, and he's a prima donna.
And our second guest is Rune tonight with face
Hello.
reveal. Okay, guys, I'm gonna ask you a first question. So I'm gonna ask you about what are you doing here, which is what got you into Borderlands.
I'll go first. I actually, before Borderlands, I mainly played a lot of Minecraft, and I met a bunch of friends on Minecraft, and one of them played a lot of Borderlands too. He loves it still, and he randomly gifted it to me, and then I started playing it a lot, and I love Borderlands 2. And then I started playing the pre-sequel 1, and then I found out 3's coming, and then I ended up like this.
How about you, Idea?
Concise. Great. Lovely.
I have no idea how I got into Borderlands, if we're honest. So what had happened was, right? Somehow I saw maybe like a commercial or something about Borderlands, right? And I saw the guns, okay? And I was like, damn, that's kind of cool, right? Because I didn't see anything like that before, right? And it seemed fast paced or whatever, so I like picked it up, right? And I had no idea what was going on, but I still had a really good time. And the music, I think, was what caught me, right? Because it was the first time I really noticed like dynamic music in a game, and I was like, man, that's kind of cool, you know? And then I was going around just shooting stuff up, or whatever, right? It was cool. And then Borderlands 2 came out, and I was like, oh man, this is cool, this is fun. I didn't care about builds or anything like that. I just put a spike shield on and had a sniper rifle, and I went around and had fun. You know what I'm saying? That was it. Had a good time. The weapons were way better. I liked how everything interacted a little better. And then BL3 came out, and I was just in love. Because BL3 is basically like BL 2.5, more refined. It's nice. It's nice.
Okay, my second question to you guys will be uh, did you always have an intention of streaming yourself? If not, what made you decide to start streaming?
Um, I did not plan to start streaming any of this before, but I watched a lot of Moxie, and Moxie is the first streamer I watched on Twitch with Borderlands 3. And then a bunch of his mods also started streaming. I'm like, hey, this looks pretty cool. I think I'm gonna try it out. And then I got a lot of support from it, and a lot of friends kept watching, and I just enjoyed it and just wanted to hang out. And then I just kept going, and a year later, still doing it.
Nah, I don't know, man. I think I just started doing it because it looked fun. Um, but more along the line, all right, look, it's a utilitarian thing for me, okay? I'll be honest, okay? I was too lazy to set up a video card, okay? Or buy one, actually, all right? So I wanted to go ahead and just download VODs because I wanted to make really crappy trailers, okay? All right, that's it, all right? I've been outed, okay? That's the truth, all right? But I ended up streaming and enjoying it, and now it's pretty much all I think about all day. I wake up and think about it. Oh man, Mrs. ADR is pissed, but no, she loves it, but she's kind of pissed sometimes.
Man, all around great answer. Love the enthusiasm and all of this. So and we already like addressed like some games that you guys played like before Borderlands. However, I would be interested in what your guys' favorite non-Borderlands franchise would be.
Ooh. You want to go, Rune?
Um, I played a lot of Minecraft and also Terraria. Terraria is just one of the best. I played it since I was young. Um,
You still
Kept
are
coming
young.
back
What are
to
you
it,
talking
still
about?
are.
Get out of here. You're like a little baby
Um,
over here. Get out of here when I was young. Were you,
when I
what
was
were you, 12?
wee little, wee little.
A
Yes,
wee little lad.
Oh, wee
yes.
lad. All right, go
A
ahead.
wee lad.
When I was a little baby Rune, and yeah, just always loved Terraria. It doesn't have a sequel or anything, but was still getting updates and still love it.
For me, it's probably going to be Far Cry. That series shreds so freaking hard, man. If you guys have not, if anybody, listen, if you guys have not played Far Cry, man, you owe it to yourself. At least play. 3 is kind of popular or whatever, right? But 5, they pretty much got everything locked down. 4 isn't super popular for some reason, but 4 shreds too, man. 4 is really good. So 3, 4, 5, or New Dawn, go for it, man. It's got an interesting game loop. It's very, very fun. You can has almost endless replayability because you have outposts, which are basically like small takedown raid type deals, where you just go in and you wreck house, man. You can know where all the guys are gonna spawn and stuff, right? So you can plant bombs, you can do all sorts of cool stuff, right? And every single time you go through, it's unique. So I like Far Cry, man. It's also somewhat more realistic, you know. There's a whole lot of detail. The art is always excellent. The detail, the missions are well thought out. They have a way of implementing some sort of magic or some sort of mystical plot in every one of them, and it's freaking sweet that the way that they squeeze it in there with like real life and stuff. It is so well written. It's so good, and I'm just a sucker for action. And the first 10 minutes of every game is insane, dude. Like, oh, you owe it to yourself to play it if you have not done it. It's on sale right now, I think, actually. So pick it up.
Man, like
Okay.
I don't even know why Far Cry 4 just like went under like that. I know it was
so
there.
good. It
Like,
It
was
was
I-
very
so good.
pretty. I
Like,
like
the
that
only thing that I
space
heard
in it.
about it is like that there's like this part at the beginning where you can just decide to just end the game. Like in almost every Far Cry, you can just decide to not.
Yeah, you can do
what
that.
you're
There's
told,
always like
and then it's
there's
just
always like a third
credits.
ending. Yeah. There's always like a third ending. Yeah, that's stupid. That's something
you
Rune would do.
Are you looking for like
Rune, hey,
forward
look,
to,
I'm on speedrun.com. Check it out. Get out of here.
are you looking forward to Far Cry 6? It's coming out soon, right?
Dude, you have no idea how much I've been looking forward to this, right? And I don't even like. Did you see what is his name? What's the little dog's name? Chorizo?
Yeah,
Right,
it's
the
like,
little dog-
Is it the
little dog in
chorizo?
the-
Chorizo,
Yeah,
like
yeah, little
the
dog-
sausage, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, little dude in a wheelchair. Hell yeah, dude. And then you got like an alligator, like all the guns for hire, the fangs for hire stuff is coming back, man. That game is awesome. I can't wait. I mean, all right, so the story's probably going to be okay, but I don't give a shit about the story, if we're honest, okay? That game is all about gameplay. It is all about replayability. It is all about making you the powerhouse. Like, it is, like, you start off and you're getting your ass kicked in every single game. Like, for the first few hours, you are always getting destroyed. Everything is a threat. Everything. And then eventually you feel the progression as you go, and you can actually like unlock things and you do other stuff, and like the game expands as you get better at it. And it's something that has been true to every game I've played. I have not played 2 or 1, and 1 is completely different from all of them. So that's what I get from it.
Alright.
Little addendum here. The name of the dog is actually Libertad Chorizo. So basically translates, I think, to unleash chorizo. Unleash
Oh, like
sausage.
Unleashed sausage or freedom
Yeah.
sausage? Hell yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
freedom
Yeah.
sausage. Yeah.
I got a freedom
Uh,
Wait, what? Hold on.
Hold on.
Oh, wait.
Anyways.
Cut the stream.
What are you talking about? What happened?
Talking about cutting a stream though.
Wait, are we
the
streaming?
transition. The transition
what?
over here. My next question is gonna be, outside of technical issues, what is your least favorite aspect of streaming? You know, we've all been there. What do you just you love streaming? What do you hate? Let's be real. Come on. Come on.
Wow. Go ahead, Rune.
It's a good
Hello.
question.
No, forgetting to turn off stream.
I can go if you don't
Bonus
know.
points if you just
I
say
can do it.
chat.
Yeah. The chat. Actually, I think it's whenever I feel like I have to look at numbers, because one of the things that you shouldn't do, but I still do, is look at the numbers of viewers. It's something that can be discouraging, but it can also help encourage you keep going. I remember like there was a couple months where I had like a crazy random stream schedule, and I didn't have many viewers because I did them really short and stuff, and it kind of discouraged me. But I also knew that it was also because I was doing random that people didn't know. And it's just something that you kind of got to learn and realize why you aren't getting viewers or why you are getting viewers. And yeah, that's what I think.
Mm-hmm. For
Oh,
you, Adrian.
For me, I mean that's an excellent point actually. For me, it's the time. So for every 4 hours that you see me stream, I spend more than twice that probably trying to study, get better at it, and make it cool. Put some stupid gimmicks in it. You know what I mean? Anything to kind of liven it up a little bit, you know, because it's not. All right. Well, when I started, you know what I mean. It was basically about the games, right? But it's not about that anymore. It's about the challenge of actually trying to be better at that and try to play games in the background if we wanted to, you know. So it's a challenge, and there was a time towards the end of last year when I got incredibly obsessed, and I mean, there's a time I put out 4 videos in 3 days, and I was up for 22 hours at a time, and it really, really affected everything at home, and it burnt me out, and the quality of my work and my streams all suffered for it, and I had to take a step back and everything, you know, just realize that at some point I had to stop, I had to take a break. So for me, it's the time. That's it. Technical issues, yeah, you guys always know my audio is always my number one pet peeve. And besides that, it's the time spent trying to get better.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys about something unique to your content. So first, Rune, your mascot, you have like this dino outfit, dino onesie. Where did it come from? Do you have one?
No, I don't have one.
No, you do. Don't lie. Don't lie, dude.
I
Come
don't.
on.
I've been looking for one, but I haven't
Oh,
found one. I
you
left.
haven't. No,
Oh,
you haven't.
message me afterwards. I'll find you, and don't worry.
Yeah, like
Yeah, sure.
collective effort. Now let's find this onesie.
We got
Okay.
Custom tailored. I don't care. Man needs his signature move.
Yeah, but where did it come from, Rune?
It came from actually when I was playing Minecraft with the same group of people that I got into Borderlands. One of them, we had a lot of stuff similar, and we started calling each other like twins, and we had mentioned Minecraft skins, and then someone that we met through Minecraft drew both of us profile pictures based on skins, and I've just kept it forever because I always loved it. And then I just had it in for Twitch as well, and I was like, I don't know what I want. Do I want it to have the onesie or not? And I was like, you know what? Yo, let's just do the onesie. And then I got PupT to do some emotes, and I was shocked by how good they were, and I just loved it even more ever since.
Yeah. And
Hey, the
yeah,
idea that you contemplated, do I need a onesie or not? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that. Oh my god. That was so good. All right.
okay. Well, IDR, the question for you is, tell us about your special printer. Where is the idea coming from for it? How do you use it on streams?
Oh, you mean Perry the printer?
Yes, Perry the
Um,
printer, exactly.
Yeah, our buddy Earthshock named that for us. Yeah, so Perry the printer, he is one of our many gimmicks here, okay, at the Pangolin Plains, where when you are kind enough to donate bits or subscribe to our channel and get yourself Twitch's only pangolin themed emotes, we print out a receipt to say thank you for that.
Mhm.
And I got that from a streamer named Nutty. He basically streams just chatting, but he also helps other streamers. And he got it from his buddy DJ Tio, who writes software that actually makes like a script type deal that makes it specific so it integrates with Twitch as an extension type deal.
Can you,
It's ad hoc though, so it's kind of like you got to kind of figure it out as you go, and like it breaks all the time, and you got your own tech support type deal. So that's why it's busted most of the time. That, and I don't understand the principle of margins and footers and gutters and headers and all that crap. Scott, don't be mad, but it's kind of cool, man. Like it helped me learn how it, besides being like kind of cool for people to see and stuff. I'll show you something in a second, but it just taught me a lot more about how Twitch works because I didn't understand how extensions integrated with it. You know, like when you just click a button, whatever, you authorize Twitch to do something. Well, now I know what it's doing, and now I know why it works, and I know where it's looking for information. So that kind of helps me get better at stuff. Like, helps me get better at troubleshooting because you guys know I got a whole bunch of trouble over here.
Well, is it working now? Can you print us something?
Okay, so the problem is it needs a trigger from Twitch.
Okay. So while
But
yeah. Mm.
I can show you guys. Actually, hold on. Yeah, I can. Let me do this here. It's not going to look good because the margins are always wrong. But look, to give you an example, these are receipts of love that we get.
Actual
Okay.
receipts. Oh man.
Actual friggin' receipts, okay? And
Oh,
if you're and if it's cool enough, okay, if it's cool enough, we laminate.
Oh.
This one's from our buddy Scott. Whenever you say something epic enough, whenever it is glorious enough, that's when we bring out Larry the Laminator. And we make it permanent. Okay? Now, when you make it to the book, I mean, that's semi-permanent, okay? Come on, what are we doing here? This is thermal paper. It's not supposed to last for more than a year. But when you get laminated, that's forever. Do you see the laminations that we have over here? Okay. Paxton in his shredder form. Oh, you can't see him. Hold on. Here's an example. Paxton in his shredder form when he's angry, which is like 80% of the time, laminated for posterity. Our buddy K6, I don't know why, but he was literally the first one that we laminated on my printer. I don't know how. It is disturbing the number of pictures I have of K6 on my computer. I don't know how do I meme him the most? I don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
But
Number
anyway,
one
so yeah,
fan.
we print this up. I can print something up right now if you want. Well, it's not going to come out cool. It doesn't come out cool, and it's better when
fine.
you're live, and it integrates with the stream.
Okay, so while
So
you
if you do redemptions or something like that, then it'll work.
Yeah, we can definitely do that in the background. We'll
Yeah.
we'll continue asking questions. How about
If you
that?
ever worked at a restaurant, you might hate it.
no
Yeah,
worries.
I'm sure like the I just saw like the actual receipt text, and like I'm sure like everyone in retail just got like the shivers.
Yeah.
All the like
Yeah.
actual epic gimmick, definitely. So
I can
but
always tell.
moving on, like we've seen like these two, we've talked about like you guys' gimmicks and such, but I was wondering what you guys' most memorable streaming moment for you was. Like this one moment that stood out to you as like this moment that kind of you always remember back on that was just great.
Are you?
Yeah, I'll go first. So, there's been so many moments, but I don't stream for the money. I do it just to chill with people, and anything I make goes back into my streaming. But I was streaming, and I had just been done watching Haters, who's part of the Borderlands community, stream charity stream, and it was amazing there too, and raised so much money, and then he rated me, and then people started donating, like gifting subs and donating bits to me, and I was shocked because they were so generous at Haters, and then they came and was generous and gave me money as well, and I never thought that would happen, and it just meant so much to me, and I was just happy to be there and stream.
Awesome.
Yeah, whenever you think you've seen everything, the diversity of viewers always like surprise you even more.
Yes, exactly.
Especially with this community, it's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And for you,
so supportive. Shout out to the community.
please also shout out.
I
shout out the community.
let's see. I actually have a couple.
Top two.
The very first stream. What's up, Grumpy? Go ahead.
I'll just like the top two. What's your top two? Let's make it
top
difficult.
two. All right, top two would be this. Number one would be when we introduced our buddy Paxton. That was. I tried to doll it up, man. I tried to make it an event. You know, I mean, look at him, right? Like, I can't just be like, "Oh, hey guys, this is Paxton." You know what I'm
he's
saying? We had to do
fabulous.
it up, right? We had to do it up, man. Chat was all into it, man. We had like an intro and everything, and it was cool, man. We had a good time. But the most important thing, man, is just like everybody was having a good time, and everybody was happy for him. I mean, look at him. How could you not be, man? And then the second one, Vic rated me right? I think it might have even been my first ever raid. And I'll never forget because I didn't know. I didn't notice for like 5 minutes. I'm new. I've literally been streaming for, I don't know, a few weeks or something. I don't know. And I had no idea. And then I'm looking at my chat and I'm like, what the hell? What is this? Like, holy crap. And then I'm seeing like banned, 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 banned. I'm like, what the shit? Nightbot totally wrecked my first raid. Wrecked. Absolutely.
Oh
So you
my.
think you got problems with Nightbot now, dude? Imagine your first ever raid from like a somewhat decent streamer, and imagine it getting destroyed. Oh man. So yeah, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, I'm sure
I-
they didn't
yeah.
either.
Rule.
I was made fun of for 1 week straight, minimum. Minimum.
Okay.
That's actually an amazing and also very cruel story. Praying that
I
this
mean,
doesn't
that's
happen to
an
everyone
ADR
else.
story, dude. That only happens to me. I'm telling you.
Oh man. So now, whoop, whoop. Now I'd like to get more into like the Borderlands kind of things. Starting off like with a I'd say quite easy question. I was wondering, right, what you guys' favorite off-meta build is. Like, everyone can play ASE mode. Everyone can play any Zane build. But like there's a what kind of off-meta
Have you
build
ever
guys
seen
come
Have you
up?
ever seen me play? Not everyone can play Zane. Like dude, I can barely play Amara, and I've been playing her for a year. You're being generous.
I mean, I'm speedrunning Amara, so like I've been getting pretty
Dude, you
confident of
speedrun
her.
because you're good. You're good.
Ah, no,
You
no,
have
no,
to be
no,
good
no,
to
no, no.
speedrun.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how you
no,
speedrun
I
in
mean,
Final
streams
Fantasy.
meta.
I mean, execution-wise, yes, but like my aim is still like that's why I don't pick up the nimble jack. Do you think I can aim with this thing? This thing is
Oh no,
useless
no,
for me.
sniper shotgun. Pass. No, I'll pass. Thank you.
I use that the Hellwalker is like the bottom line. This is
Well,
where like I draw the line.
I know. Rune's gonna have a way more scientific answer than I will.
Yeah, but like
Mhm.
Rune off meta build, tell us something.
So it's me with Flack. No, I'm just kidding. Before everyone starts hitting me in the chat, it's you Red Zane. You Red Zane.
Tell us about it.
So it's actually kind of a long story. I started. It was when Cartels released because that's when You Red and White came out, and
Mhm.
I felt like Zane really slacked without Clone, and I didn't like Clone carrying me, and I still liked using the redistributor even though it sucked then, and I didn't feel like the Sentinel Cry was doing enough, and so then I started using URAD, and I really liked it. It was really cool, and Seeing Dead made it so I didn't have to worry about Fight for Your Life, and so I did that, and I just kept perfecting it, and that's kind of how I started to learn more about Zane and theory crafting is from You Read Zane, and that's how I started picking up knowledge. I started asking around a lot in Thickflay's Discord, where all the Zane people are, and I learned more and more, and it was all with guns, and then I made it feel like it was the redistributor was really strong with how much I could do it, and then DLC 5 came out and had uncapped commitment, and then it was just really easy for you at Zane. And then commitment was nerfed, and I was like, okay. And then I was still able to make it work. And then DLC 6 came out, and it was still a gun. You had gun Zane, and new gear came out that made it just not feel how I liked it. And then so I changed it to what I did like was action skills getting boosted. And so I made it a pure action skill build with shield effects, and that's how it is now. And I just love the build so much.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
and here I hope for my Lord Flack, honestly, to see what
All right,
but,
look.
but Red Zane was definitely a good choice. Well, either you have like your own build like this of meta that you like to use, or you're just vibing and going through the game. With...
All right. So I know. All right, look. I know you guys are gonna expect some sort of crazy, whatever. I honestly just like the showiest builds. I like things to explode all the time. I like my eyes to hurt when I'm done. I don't know, man. Like, I like that.
I got a
That's one
build
of
for
the
you.
things that. That's one of those things that I I really like that they kind of emphasize from this game to from the last game, right? They definitely make the elements feel real. They definitely make you feel like you're shredding. Yeah.
Okay, so my next question is: we have a lot of guns in the game that are like meta guns or like useful guns, and there are also like those meme guns that you basically try once, says, "Oh, that's a funny gimmick," and then put on the shelf or like on the display in the sanctuary. So please tell me, what is your favorite joke gun or joke item in the series?
In
Ah,
the entire series?
It can be from any Borderlands game, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, good run.
hmm. I'll have to say pre-nerf redistributor because I got yelled at a lot for still using that gun. But I just always loved the effect, and I love just going fast and not having to worry about aiming, even though it did suck. And I just kept making it work somehow because Zango Fast and Zango Burr. But I like a lot of the guns in Borderlands 3. And there are just a lot of bad guns, but there also are a lot of good guns. And I think I also kind of like the Creeping Death. I like its gimmick. It's just the execution
Oh,
is really kind of bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. What about you, ADR?
oh man, the creeping death. I love that freaking thing, dude. Oh, I wish it shredded. Oh my goodness, that'd be so sweet. Um, the Horizon. That
Mhm.
thing is so cool in principle, man, but it does not shred remotely. It is a pain in the ass to get, and it is not worth it. It it could be so good. It could be so good. Anything with singularities and stuff, I love, man. But yeah, it needs a buff. It needs to get fixed. I love it. I couldn't get away from it for a while. That and the bright side too. I don't know. I have a thing for shotguns in this game. I love shotguns more than any manufacturer. Over I just like the weapon type, you know. And if the bright side and the Horizon very disappointing.
Yeah,
They
they
could
got
definitely
hurt
be
a
good.
lot when Tedious got nerfed. They were solid, and then they just came meh.
I agree.
We
I
still
agree to a
remember.
point. But the bright side was never like the thing
Yeah,
was
the
about the bright
side was
side.
lacking.
But see, because people never knew how to like, you had to throw it behind people for it to work
Hmm.
right, and it's just, and it wasn't strong enough once you figured that out either. So that's one thing too. Anyway, I love it. I love the gimmicks, and I
Yeah,
think TDR might be one of my favorites for sure. But
for
yeah,
sure, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Mm.
dude, that Pat Mark II, frick yeah, man.
I love
That
that
little,
whole quest.
The
the
That
Pat
quest
little,
was
Nocturne. Oh
hilarious.
yeah.
Hmm. Okay, my next question to you guys is since you played previous Borderlands as well, please tell me which characters you mained in previous games and why did you choose them? If you main any like character in any of the other games.
Um, so Borderlands 3, obviously Zane, but I started with Borderlands 2. I went from Axton, Zero, and then Krieg, and I stick to Krieg. I don't know, just his craziness I just love, and just running around swinging a buzz axe, whacking people. It's just kind of fun. And yeah, and then the pre-sequel, I made Timothy the Doppelganger. And I feel like that's also kind of why I like Zane, because he's got a lot of aspects, and also some of Wilhelm's aspects. And I played both of those. Um, and then Borderlands 1, I chose Mordecai just because of I like Bloodwing seemed pretty cool and the sniper aspect.
And for
I
you?
I don't know. I don't even remember really. Again, like I didn't really focus on like builds and anything like that until I got into BL3. So I've always liked sirens. You know what I mean? Like Maya was always one of my favorites, for sure. But I really didn't pay attention. I just looked at, again, whatever I thought was cool, whatever I thought was fun to play, and just went with that. So I didn't really main anybody. I didn't even think about it like that. I didn't really know what builds were. I didn't care about equipment. All I knew was, hey, that thing shreds, man. Let's do it. Let's go. That's it. So pretty simple, man. I don't know. I just kind of like the experience more than like. any one individual character. I don't see like the game doesn't really do a super great job of making you feel like you're there or important. If I'm honest, like they record 4,000 lines of dialogue, but then they can't record your name 4 times. Why do I have to be known as Vault Hunter throughout the entire thing? Come on, man, give me a break. That's not
Yeah.
that's not immersion. You know what I mean? That's a way to break it for me. So
I
that's
think, yeah, pre-sequel I think's the only one that did that, if I recall.
oh really? Okay, I don't even remember.
Yeah, I
Prequel.
think that
I know I played it though. I
That's
remember
one,
this one
one
map.
of the reasons I also love the story.
at least with Timothy they did. I'm not sure if this was like the only occasion, but like the fact this was also the first game where the characters actually talked back.
Okay.
And between
Yeah,
each
well.
other, that was pretty nice as well.
Yeah, that was like in very colloquial terms, very much pog. Yeah. All right. Our next question. Since like Borderlands 3 had like 6 DLCs by now, and even 5 of those even had a story tied to it, I was wondering if you could make any of the currently out Borderlands 3 DLCs into a fully fledged game, like we see right now, like with BL2 and Wonderlands. Which DLC would you choose, and how would you kind of expand on it? So like you got in charge of like Gearbox, and they were like, guys, we need a game. Take one of the DLCs, anyone. We need to continue it. We need money, cash.
No.
I would say
I-
DLC 6, but I feel like that's already leading to a game. But DLC 1, it's obviously Handsome Jack's great and all. But I think also it'd be cool showing like the aftermath of like Moxie's in control. People are able to get free. Timothy, he's lost his hand. Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker style, and then he's kind of chilling with Moxie as well. And I was really interested in how they just cut it off and never gave anything else. And I'd really like to know what happened with the jackpot.
You mean also like with the whole production facility that's just like half of the station?
Oh yeah, that too. But that I forgot.
yeah,
The whole yeah.
the thing that could just, you know, like, what did they say? Conquer all 6 galaxies.
I haven't played the DLCs in a long time.
Oh man, you should.
I'm an endgame guy.
I would definitely choose DLC 4. Okay.
Ooh.
If nothing else, because I mean, you can do anything in that. Think about all the environments. Think about how trippy it was. You could get away with anything, and you were like, "Look, man, it's Krieg. He's crazy." Look at all the stuff they got away with anyway, right? So I would definitely do that. That would remove so many creative restrictions, you know, and it would be in world, you know what I mean? In universe, it would be not a stretch. It would be all right. Well, we're in Krieg's mind, you know, so anything could happen. Let's do this.
So say finally a game when someone says, "Hey, there's a glitch." No, it's not a glitch. It's a feature. It's
Yes,
a purpose
yes.
there. and
Don't
they
say
don't
anything that's
do
gonna fix it.
anything. Hey, this gun doesn't work. No, it do work. It's a feature of this gun. Definitely. It crashes my game. Yes, that's a feature. That's a special gimmick. Yeah, that could definitely go for it.
I'm gonna ask a question kind of tied to balance. And there's an easy answer to this, of course, but I'm just gonna ask it. So, like, what weapon would you guys buff or nerf, and by how much? And the easy answer is probably gonna be, of course, buff the Uncam because it's way too weak. But aside from that, of course, like,
Nerf Face Puncher. I would say, the Kick Chargers. There's a lot of really strong guns. The Kick Charger, Free Radical is really strong, and I say a lot of the actually kind of separate from this. A lot of the problem I find with like Borderlands is that a lot of the really strong guns are very easy to get, and not from the end game stuff. Borderlands, the Gearbox has started buffing some of the harder to get guns, but some of them are still lacking. But I feel like a lot of the easy to get overpowered guns, like the Free Radical, that's just insane power creep should get nerfed, and also the face puncher. But yeah,
Get over it. Why are you hating? Why I don't understand. I don't understand. Why won't anyone let me have that? No one. No one will let me just be like, okay, well ADR he's got the face puncher. Let's just leave him be. No. No. I must be accosted at all points in time. Anytime a weapon is discussed, oh yeah, except for face puncher. Okay. I get it. I get it. You wait. Okay, you wait, dude. It's gonna get buffed. It's gonna get all sorts of mayhem scaling. It's gonna be broken for a week, and you're gonna be sad. You're gonna be sad. You can talk all that crap.
scaling.
Okay, well, whatever. Okay, it's gonna get even more mayhem. I don't know anything about any of that
Do
shit.
we have
dude.
to
I just
cancel
play, you
this
know
show
what
or
I'm saying? Come on.
something?
Okay, look. All right. Anyway, so let's forget about that. All right, that's one of the greatest weapons ever made. I would give anything almost to have the Julius Dazzle buffed. I love that weapon. I've loved it since I've ever seen it, since it came out, basically. And the whole idea of like the ricochet bullets and all that is awesome. I wish it came in other elements. That would be really, really useful. Okay, but you think about it, and if you have an enemy against a wall and you shoot it, you're getting almost double usage out of single pellets. You know, because you're gonna get them on the way in and then on the ricochet on the way out. If you miss any, which I miss a few shots every once in a while. So yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. I like Julius Dazzle's nice.
We'll
I wish it were
see.
better.
It probably will return next Christmas, so we can hope for maybe some changes for this gun as well.
Hopefully.
We will see. We'll see about that. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys. You both, I assume, seen the trailers announcements for the Wonderlands, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all over. It's like the big subject right now in our community. So my question is, what are your initial thoughts on the Wonderlands from a little we've seen so far? Any like expectations on what the game will provide? Anything you are hopeful about with this game?
I heard that they're playing on Endgame right away, and that's what I'm all about. Is just I love the Endgame that Borderlands 3 has. Borderlands 2 had different Endgame, and I think that they could take aspects of Borderlands 2 and 3, like multiple raid bosses and types of takedown type-ish things into Wonderlands, I hope, and into ongoing Borderlands type games. But I also think the story will be pretty good. Dragon Keep story was amazing. It's one of my favorite DLCs, and it really helped with the Tina Roland relationship. And I'm excited for Butt Stallion. Butt Stallion's amazing. And I just hope the combat's good. And yeah, that's what I think. I'm excited. I have good expectations.
I am cautiously optimistic. The way I would like to see Wonderlands played out or used is all the maybe not experimental, but all of the gimmicks and all of the ideas that couldn't quite make it into a Borderlands game. Because you're going to be doing the D&D thing, you can do anything you want in here. So all that crazy shit that they've been thinking about, you know, since they started the game, like, oh man, we can't implement that, we can't do this. I mean, imagine if they just let them loose and let them do whatever they wanted. Because yes, it is. You just make stuff up. You make the story as you go. You know, what if it's a choose your own adventure type deal? Oh man, it'd be so cool. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. I think it's gonna be a way for them to potentially test ideas without getting the Borderlands name mixed into it. You know, so it's kind of like how Toyota created Scion so that they could, you know, create an off-brand so that if it didn't succeed, they wouldn't tarnish Toyota's name. It's sort of the same thing, right? So Wonderlands is really not a huge gamble for them because I imagine they got a lot of those ideas and a lot of that content already ready, and they just want to, you know, give us access to it, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a nice take on it. Like they don't risk anything. If the game don't work, it's not part of it, right? Of the main line of the franchise. But if it works, it can be like new cool branch they can go through. Okay, my another question for you guys is, what's the story behind your names and profile pictures? Or mascot. I mean, mascots Rune already explained, but yeah, a story behind your name and your profile picture.
Honestly, I don't remember. I think it just sounded cool. It's like, hey, this sounds like a cool name. I'll go with that. I started with other names that I kind of have in my Discord as well, so people still know it's me. I went by like Blaze. Um, I went by my original name on Twitch was Hero Factor. I went by that for a little bit, and then I was like, I'm just gonna do Ancient Rune because that sounds the coolest, and I just chose that.
Yep, that's also fair. Like they're not there. We don't always need like a deep story behind it all. And for you, Idear?
All right, so I've always been a sucker for dinosaurs, okay? And if you look at a pangolin, they look like ankylosaurs, which are from like millions of years ago. Anyway, so what happened was there was a Reddit post, and I was like, "Hey man, that's an ancient pangolin." Because I was like, "Look at this freaking pangolin, right? Like, damn, they look the same. Except the little ball thing in the tail, they're literally almost the same." So that's kind of where I got it from, and I thought it was cool. And then also, I mean, Borderlands introduced me to what a pangolin is because I was like, "Pangolin? What is that?" And then I'm like, "Oh shit, that makes so much sense. That's so cool, dude." Because they got the little back thingy. I didn't know what it was back then. I'm like, "Oh man, it looks so cool." But basically, it's keratin. It's like your fingernails. That's what their back is. Anyway, so yeah, and I looked them up. I thought they were pretty cool, and that's how I got the name.
Ended up with Paxton and then Pancake, right?
Yeah, Paxton. That was a crowdsourced name. We decided as a team, and Pax is kind of like I think I wanted to say it's Roman or something for love. Okay, but it's also I wasn't sure if I wanted Paxton to be a boy or a girl. So we wanted to pick somewhat of an in between name. You know what I mean? And then when Pancake came along, I mean, come on, man. I put Pancake on the list, and that was a clear winner, dude. Look, she looks like a pancake. Look at her. She's so pretty.
I remember
at
when
her.
there was a vote for Pancake name, and everyone's like voting others. I'm like, no, but it's like Pancake. Look at her.
Pancake shredded, man. Yeah, it was great. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, chat. I appreciate it. That's definitely one thing I love about Twitch, man. You just get everybody involved if possible.
Yeah.
Makes it
Yeah.
a lot more fun. A lot more fun.
Definitely. The interaction is like one of the best parts of it.
I mean, think about it, right? Like I was able to, like the posse helped name most of my gimmicks here. You know what I mean? They've forced me to write ridiculous statements on my stream and say it out loud. I mean, that's okay though, because they get to be part of it, and I like that.
Mhm.
I get to be part of their day too, which is kind of cool.
Definitely wholesome.
Usually, sometimes.
Sometimes not. I'm gonna ask like maybe a kind of a difficult question. I think you both have played like plenty of arms race in your days now, yes? Or no arms race at all? Yeah. It's good. It's good. So
Where's my weapon?
do you guys think, or how do you guys think, has arms race changed the Borderlands landscape now that we have like a mode where you can just play? You don't even I don't even think you need to have completed the story to actually play it. You can just drop in, play a Borderlands playstyle mini battle royale where it's just you, and just go with it. So like, do you guys think this has changed like the approach to Borderlands, or like the Borderlands landscape at all? Maybe even in regards to streaming, because a lot of people like to watch that instead of like normal Borderlands nowadays.
I like arms race when you're not farming for the guns. If you're not farming and you're just chilling, like, hey, let me go to this chest and that chest and just see what I get, I really like that. And I like it's just kind of like you already have all your guns that you need for end game, and so you just, or you don't, and you need to get them, but you can just drop in there and have a challenge. And I've also messed with modded arms race. I play with mods most of the time just to make farming easiar. And I like how you can, with mods, make it so any item can drop. And then you can also just go to any chest because it doesn't matter if this has a dedicated spot with a bad weapon. You can go there and maybe get a good weapon you can use. And even without mods, you can go there and hope for something. And some people don't like it, some people do. I hope that there would be more maps. I'm not sure with the game cycle ending, but I could be surprised. But I'm happy that they added new weapons to make it more fun to go get in arms race.
Mhm.
And ADR, what's your opinion?
What is my opinion on AR? Okay. Okay. One, I do not think it gives a player a good representation of the game because you need skill trees, you need action skills, you need all that. I do think that when it first came out, it was a nice change of pace, but it was always meant to be a stopgap. I only find it fun co-op. Personally, I don't think it's enjoyable to go around and hope I can make a chest, hope I don't die, and then if I die, I lose it all. Like, get out of here. No, I don't like roguelites. That's not for me. Maybe that's just how I play. I don't like any of that. That's not for me. But with other players, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, dude. And the extractions at the end is great. Like that is a genius move. That is absolutely genius. Okay, it's great because it will help viewer engagement big time. Okay, because all you gotta do is sit there and click a button, and boom, I got you some shredders. You're welcome. Next. Okay, you know what I mean? You sit there for an hour, you got all the thing you need for a build. You don't even have to play. You just go do whatever you want to do after that, right? That's pretty smart. It's also smart because it will get more players, more casual players, to stay with Borderlands. Because you can easily add drops to those chests. You could easily add a map, okay? And keep trickling in the little content and keep bringing people back in, which is good. We need more players. Nothing wrong with that. I just don't think that it is a solution. I think that the end game is important, and I don't think that that is the way to go, in my opinion.
It is a weird.
And Rune, think about it. Rune, think about it,
addition.
okay? You had to say, with mods, it's fun, right?
It's a lot more fun with mods. I've done it without. It's fun.
So you like going solo?
I do. It is a lot more fun co-op. I will say that. It's so
Alright.
much more fun co-op.
It's miserable for me to go solo. I have absolutely no desire to go through there solo.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, I
but
understand
at the
that.
same time, you said that you, for example, don't like roguelites, and there's, for example, a lot of players who love roguelites, and they can play all day long only that.
See,
Hi.
I'm soft. Okay, I don't like losing. Okay, I like winning, and dying repeatedly to learn a lesson is not fun.
I mean, that's fair. It's not like every content is for everyone, right? But yeah.
I like to think of it as a mini game. I just think that now some of the best gear is in that mini game, kind of forcing people to go into it. If it was like average stuff that was like viable but not the top tier stuff, I think more people would like it instead of being forced to go get this because they have to get it for their build. They want it to be the best.
Also because like we addressed like the casual side for a moment, there's also like this kind of little cool thing to ease people into the higher mayhems, because if you just, of course, like it's not that difficult, but let's say you're just a new player, you have no idea about mayhem scalings, you go into mayhem 10, you get your ass whooped. If you go into arms race in mayhem 10, nothing much changes, the values are higher, but you can take mayhem 10 weapons out with you and then just, you know, level the playing field. It's kind of great in that regard as well. So my next question is gonna be, because liking, don't liking, I was wondering what is your most and least favorite part about Borderlands, the entire like series. You can also just say things you like, dislike about 3, of course, when there's like a more recent example for you.
I would say it's 3 since that's the main game and the most hours I have in the Borderlands game.
Sure.
I'd say the balancing and like anointment system's been messed up like always. And I like the anointment system. I like how it gives build diversity and you can do so many different things. You've got splash, you got different elements, you've got like tools. I would like the like toolkit kind of things to be better or the damage stuff to be lower. And also there's too many anoints. And that's something that also makes farming worse and why farming is so hard and why people will stop playing the game because they can't get that item that they want that's perfect. And I hope that they cut back on anoints before they finish Borderlands 3. And I also hope that anoints, or in a way, anoints come back in future games.
ADR?
Okay. I think the thing I like the most, and again, this would be a BL3 because that's what I have the most experience with. I would say the weapon gimmicks are probably my favorite part. I don't like how you don't get to know everything unless you actually fire the thing, but then that's kind of part of the fun. But I do like some of the gimmicks. I like finding something that you don't know and that isn't on the card. But then you always have like a favorite type thing that you want to go back to, like favorite type of weapon. It doesn't matter what you roll, you know. And if you think about what Ruin was saying, like annoyance are basically like a part that you roll on a weapon. So if you don't get the part you want, like no matching grip, the thing's trash, right? It's a doorstop, right? Okay. Well, that's the same thing. No matching anoint, doorstop. You wasted all your time farming that thing, right? I get what he's saying about that. What I hate what I like the least about the game is the dialogue. I need everything to be absolutely skippable immediately.
Yeah.
That's just me.
It's hard to sit there
Speedrunners.
sometimes. And
I will never.
ranting.
I could not imagine going through that game again. It is so long and padded, and the fact that you cannot skip that stuff, just I don't have the I don't have the patience. I don't have the attention span. I can't do it. It's just me.
Yeah, same. It's very hard for me to do playthroughs. That's what's
How
really
on earth? How do people speed run the game? I do not understand it.
Borderlands
That's
3?
grumpy.
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah, I know.
I mean,
yeah,
it's, I mean,
talking to you,
look,
buddy.
it's kind of easy. Like
you skip the
most,
dialogue.
yeah, the thing about the padding is that most of the padding is like, you know, exposition. You talk to Lilith, they talk for like 2 to 3 minutes, and then you just go to do the next thing. You know, it's kind of straightforward to that. However, since you can skip so much dialogue by just save quitting, it just becomes like, okay, I go back to Sanctuary. I give them the MacGuffin. I talk. I save quit. I do my next thing. It's like that's why the speedrun, I think, on record on Sane by Deceptics is like 3:45, 3:48, something like that. It's like very low, like because you can just outside of situations, you never sit still. You just go fast. You use your speed skills, and you skip most dialogue. You just skip it.
Imagine being a
naturally.
new player. Imagine being a new player.
Yeah.
And not knowing all that though. Like not knowing you can save quit to end dialogue. You're gonna go through that game twice and be like, this is ridiculous. Why would I have to get on a YouTube to look it up on how to skip dialogue? I should have a button. I got a button on every other game I got to skip dialogue.
That is true, but like if we consider, well, a new player usually, you know, it's in for the story at least once, but also how often you actually need to play the story in order to be finished, like max 8 times. When you think
There's
about
4
how often, like
there's
four
4 players, 4
characters,
Vault
and
Hunters, yeah.
yeah, and let's say you make a TVHM on each of them, that's like 8 times. So like,
What if you're a completionist though, like Pyrrhic, you know, like that may not be the game for you, you know. If you, I mean, that'll test you, you know.
yeah, I mean,
That's
I have
just
a
it
lot
is.
of patience for achievement. That's true.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
But yeah, like we're looking at
I
like,
need
you know, like
explosions.
eight playthroughs, maybe a few more if you're funny. But like in Borderlands 2, for example, when you went in the OP levels, you kind of like did the story again, and there was like way less parts to skip in there. Like I did the story in BL2 at least 15 times at this point. It's like,
Wow.
it's kind of just like a thing about like how often you kind of want to do it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have in BL3 these things are pretty well laid out, because you know how you have like the dialogue skipping from priority from TPS, and you have like the safe quit dialogue skipping from BL2 put together. So you have like this insurmountable amount of dialogue that you can usually just that there are ways to skip through it. And that's kind of amazing, to be honest. But yeah, I understand that if you were to play it casually, at the third time it's a snooze fest.
On every Far Cry game I have, I can hold B down for 5 seconds and skip everything. It's amazing.
Feel 3
can-
bad, Far Cry good.
Endless
Think
Yeah,
it's
like-
time
like,
for
yeah,
Far
no,
Cry
that-
mod.
Cry.
That's why our server is actually a Far Cry server. I mean, I guess no one has told you this yet, but like, nah, but like also in Far Cry, you can, you know, as we said, you can just end the game in the first 5 minutes or something if you want to. So like,
Yeah.
I think
it
the
is
game just
funny.
plays by a different standard.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I have a question for you, which would be because we talked about you streaming, your stream gimmicks, your stream fun situations. My question to you guys is, where do you ideally want to see your content creation in 5 years from now? What do you want to like expect to happen to you and your creation for the Twitch or any other platform? If you want, for example, start to go for YouTube.
Obviously I feel like the dream would be able to be full-time streaming. It'd be amazing just be able to play games and make a living off of that. But I'd like to just keep doing casually, have it as a hobby and loving it. I'd like to put in the effort to start a YouTube and do stuff there to try and grow. But I'm just kind of just going with the flow and just seeing how it all goes.
Any idea?
I would consider myself fortunate to even be able to make content in 5 years. Like if I'm still into it in 5 years, that will be a big deal for me. I mean, it doesn't mean that my memes are going to get any better or my trailers are going to get any better, okay? But if I'm still loving it, I'm still doing it, I'll be very lucky. That's what I want in 5 years. I want to keep doing this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, so we'll hope we're gonna see you around here in 5 years as well as for all the time.
Borderlands 4 got to
there.
come out sometime. It ain't
Yeah.
going to be another 7 years.
Wonderland server,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. Oh, man, that's going to be so cool.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Really, thank you for wonderful time spent here with you guys. So before we wrap up, I'm gonna ask you if you want to add something from yourself. Tell us where we can find you, and say hi to your mods, friends. We'll start with Rune.
You could find me usually during the evenings, EST, 5 p.m. Usually try and do every day a week and just hang out and chill there. And you could also follow that Ancient Penguin guy, but he's kind of weird, but we kind of accept him. But I also like to thank everyone that just comes into my channel and says hello.
Okay, thank you. ADR.
I gotta thank everybody that does come into the channel, okay? The posse has a bunch of regulars, okay? And of course I can't call any one person out, that's not cool, but you guys know follower number is irrelevant. It's the number of people that keep coming back. And that's what's important to me. I'm also so in love with the Takedown, the Maliwan Takedown. I'm writing a documentary on it, and I have that in the works right now. I'll be releasing that. It'll be on our YouTube channel. We do have a YouTube channel. And I'm also trying to get the world's first Maliwan relay race started. I got rules and practice sessions going on pretty much every time we stream 3 times a week. And I'm looking for any feedback, looking for team members. If you guys want to try and make history, Let's do it.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to where it goes with the whole posse and everything that you're also having in plans. For those who tune in halfway or missed our episode today, it's gonna be uploaded soon on our YouTube channel. So make sure to go there, subscribe, and check it. It should be there in around an hour or something. So thank you again, guys, for joining us. Thank you for everyone in the chat, for participating, for spending this wonderful Friday afternoon with us, and look forward to the next episode in 2 weeks. We're going back to regular schedule after our short break. So have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for stopping by. Bye. Thanks.
Bye, guys. Thanks.